So in this video I'm going to tell you why the GoPro Hero 10 is the best camera for backpacking and outdoor vlogs. So this is the latest rendition of the GoPro Hero Black. So I've been through all of the GoPros now, from the Hero 5 Black right up to the new Hero 10. And over the years the GoPros have promised so much, but they've always fallen short due to things like freezing up, losing your footage, a very slow interface. But I think this time GoPro have got it right, and I now actually think that this is the best camera for backpacking and outdoor vlogging. So I know that's a very bold statement, but if you stick around I'll explain why. It's a little bit on the windy side today. It's about 30 miles an hour, so I thought it'd be a really good test for the audio. And the colours in the sky, that'd be a good test for the image quality. Right, so the rest of the footage, unless otherwise stated, is going to be directly from the Hero 10, as well as the audio direct from the camera. But because it is so windy today, I have covered the GoPro with a foam wind slayer, which I will be doing tests a little bit later on, with and without, and comparing it to the audio on the iPhone. Told you it was windy. So one of the most important features of a camera for backpacking is it's got to be small and lightweight. So a GoPro definitely ticks that box. I don't think you're going to get a more compact camera with resolutions like 5.3K at 60 frames a second. So while we're mentioning frame rates, we may as well jump straight into image quality. I think the quality of the image for the GoPro is absolutely superb. I know it's all the rage now, everybody wants cinematic footage, but I think for outdoor stuff, for landscapes, you want to be able to see the background behind you nice and crisp. This camera is perfect for capturing landscapes and views like this. I'll show you what I mean by using the iPhone's new cinematic mode. So all the background is blurred out and it just doesn't look as good to me, but I guess that's down to personal preference. So for most of my videos I film in 4K at 30 frames a second, but the 5.3K resolution allows me to crop in or zoom in post-production. I never usually bother with slow motion, but you can now film at 4K at 120 frames a second. Which is great if, like me, you do all your own stunts. So when I'm out hiking or backpacking, I don't want to be carrying a gimbal. However, the GoPro with the Hyper Smooth 4, it means that the footage is always buttery smooth. So even when I'm running, this should be silky smooth. I don't normally run unless the chippy's closing. This is an amazing place. The dynamic range is really good for a camera with a sensor this size. So image quality is only half the story when it comes to a good video. You also need good quality audio. So most of the time I'm recording separate audio using a Tascam DR10L, which is attached to this furry lavalier microphone. So syncing up the audio in post is a bit of a faff, and external microphones are not great when it comes to wet weather. I do have an external Rode microphone and the medium mod that goes with the GoPro, but I very rarely use them. The full setup becomes a little bit bulky, and again it's just not waterproof, and most of the time in the UK you're going to get some kind of wet weather. Let's get the GoPro in the water and see what the mics are like. So I've taken the camera out of the wind slayer so you can hear what the audio is like. So although you're going to hear the wind, I'm guessing you can hear every word that I'm saying. So let's compare it to the audio straight out of the iPhone. What's this like? I'm guessing that you can just about hear what I'm saying. The wind's dropped off a second there. Coming back again. Shaking about a little bit, but I'm wondering if you can hear me okay yet, whether the microphones have drained out. To be fair, this is testing the GoPro to the extreme a little bit. That's better. I'm hoping that that audio was usable. So another winning feature for the GoPro is just how durable it is. I'm confident chucking it about, or if the tripod falls over, that it's not going to break. The lenses are interchangeable, so it's really cheap if you get a bit of a scratch on the lens. So when you're jumping about on rocks or climbing hills, you're going to get the odd little knock on your camera. Someone's in a bit of trouble. I do hope they're okay. I do love just how easy this camera is to use. For the most part, it's just one button on and off, so there's no messing around. Everything's in focus, and the display on the back is so responsive since they've upgraded to the new GP2 chip, I think it is. I don't mess around with the app to transfer files. I just take out the SD card, connect it to my iPad, and then I'm editing straight away. So have I convinced you yet, or do you still need more? GoPros can be mounted literally anywhere. You can stick them on a drone and get some superb aerial footage, or even mount them to the front of your car and go off-roading. System, which has pretty strong magnets, but it allows me to easily interchange the mounting on the GoPro between tripods or a chest mount for that point of view shot, which gives me both hands free, or to mount it to something magnetic like a metal gate post or the carb on it. These are almost perfect test conditions. I've had all the wind and now it's raining. Told you it was rugged. So if the foam wind slayer does get too wet, it does affect the audio a little bit, but you can just take it off, wring it out, and you're ready to go again. So it's time to seal the deal on why I think that this is the best camera for backpacking and outdoor adventures. So here's the thing, over the last 4 or 5 years I've got some great footage from the GoPro cameras, but in one way or another at some point they've always let me down. But with this particular camera, what GoPro have done is, instead of trying to change the world with super high resolutions, a new design or a bigger sensor, is that they've made the GoPro Hero 10 what the GoPro Hero 9 should have been. The new GP2 processor seems to have fixed all of the problems that I've had in the past. So far, in a week or two that I've had the camera, I've not had any issues, no crashes, no freezes. It's just reliable, and it just does what I expect it to do when I press the button. Surprising how wet you can get in just a 5-minute downpour. For me, for regular vlogging, it's now the perfect camera. Okay, I'm still going to use my Insta360 1x2 just because it gives you a different dimension when it comes to filming, but the image quality isn't as good and the audio on it, it's just unusable most of the time. I wouldn't rush out just yet and buy the GoPro. DJI are releasing the Action 2 in the coming month, so yeah, I've got my eyes peeled to see what their offering has to bring. I'll leave a link in the description below to the Windslayer, which is a must-have in my opinion. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the image quality and the audio of the GoPro Hero 10. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.